Tell us about this company. Now, they've got garments that we see parading down the catwalk, and they're actually selling them. Who is it, and how are they doing it?
It's called Net-a-Porter, and they've been around for a number of years now, but have really made a name for themselves in the high end of fashion. I think most people think of web sales as being where you look for a great bargain and maybe buy the closeouts, but Net-a-Porter has gone the other side directly. You can go online and buy a $25,000 gown. There may have only been a couple of them made, and just a few retailers, if any, may have ordered them.
Now, what people don't really understand is that often what you see walking down the runway is clearly not what you're going to see in the stores. Some people get very disappointed by that. How do the executives at this company, Christina, get these garments? I mean, do they just head to the designers right after the show happens and say, we want this, don't get rid of this? And how do they coax them into making so few of something?
You know, that's actually what they do. The Net-a-Porter was founded by a former fashion editor who came out of Women's Wear Daily, and her name is Natalie Massenet, and she has a lot of contacts in the design world. At this point, she knows just about everybody in design. Her team of buyers go into the showrooms and literally say, we want that look, don't change it, don't alter it, we want it just the way you put it on the runway. And they don't always get their way. Sometimes it simply can't be done.
Like these, you described a pair of, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, a purple iridescent pants?
Yeah.
What happened there?
They were designed by Olivier Taskins. They were very eye-catching on the runway. I saw them in New York. It wasn't even clear from the runway exactly what the material was. It turned out that it was leather, and Taskins had ironed it in his design atelier. He had ironed a sort of a plasticky wrapping paper type material on top of it at the last minute, and it gave him this almost looked like an oil slick on the pants. In the showroom a couple of weeks later in Paris, the Net-a-Porter people were dying to have these pants. They thought they were fantastic, but when we saw them hanging on the rack, the material that had been ironed on was already peeling off. It looked terrible. This wasn't a look that could be reproduced in production in any way. So the Net-a-Porter people were told they couldn't have those pants. I've actually heard that they may have figured out a way to produce those, and it's possible that Net-a-Porter could have those in a few weeks.
Well, then I want you to be wearing them on lunch break the next time we have you on. And then you can wear the eel-skin skirt.
I can't afford them.
The eel-skin skirt, then you wear the cat-eye glasses. These are all things this company sells. I'm wondering how the finances work, though, Christina, because you'd think they only have to sell a few to make this work, but boy, they got to make sure they sell those few. How do they cultivate a customer base that they know is going to have an appetite for this?
Well, they've been genius marketers. They have a magazine. The magazine is online and it's actually shoppable, so it's sort of a catalog, but it looks like a magazine. You can click on any look in it. They use email marketing. They've really made a name for themselves in fashion at this point. And they have, you know, you think about it, they can ship, and they do ship to the entire globe. They have customers in Kazakhstan. They have customers throughout the Middle East. Europe and Asia and the United States, of course, as well. So if they buy 3 $10,000 skirts and they find one person in the Middle East, one person in France, and one person in Kansas City that want to buy them, they've had a massive global reach for those 3 skirts.
And this flies in the face of what so many online apparel retailers do when they just kind of hunt for the bargain audience. Are there other people doing what this company's doing, Christina, or do they sort of own the niche?
Well, I think they own their particular niche. When I asked them who their competitors were, they started listing bricks-and-mortar luxury retailers. But there really are people that are coming on. There's a site called Moda Operandi. It's a little bit different, but what they do is they have the sort of the idea of a trunk show with designs that have just been on the runway. You can't shop the entire collection, but they'll make deals with designers to have several items from the collection available for pre-order. Then they get manufactured and shipped to the customer when they've been made.